Joe Rogan thinks that Colby Covington's trash talk backfired on him in the fight against Leon Edwards. On the Joe Rogan Experience, Joe said Colby talked so much shit, it was f***ed up what he said about Leon's dad. That's Colby. He's the master at getting under people's skin, but I think in that fight it backfired. He didn't look so good. I was impressed with Leon. I think that the problem in that Colby fight is Leon. He was so dangerous, he was so sharp, he's so technical on his feet. Leon Edwards' grappling is very good. I think that's where the tactical errors were made. That's what I was critiquing at that fight. I was like, I don't think he fought the smartest way, because I think he could have avoided those exchanges, and he had this massive advantage in the stand-up. He still won the fight handily, but at the end when Colby's on top of him, at the very end of the fight, that doesn't look good. He won 100%. He looked great on the feet. He is so sharp. So sharp. He's sharp as f***. Michael Bisping gives his take on Chris Weidman still fighting at almost 40 years old. Weidman is scheduled to fight Bruno Silva on March 30th.
Chris Weidman, I saw, he's coming back, he's fighting Bruno Silva, and he said that this could be his last ever fight. This could be the last one. He said his body's been beaten up so much over the past God knows how many years it is. If he doesn't get the job done here, then this will be the last one. I think that was the quote, was it? And Bruno Silva is not an easy opponent. Bruno Silva, he doesn't have the recognition, if you will, or a high ranking. I don't even know if he's ranked, to be honest, but am I right in thinking that's Israel Adesanya or not? Alex Pereira. But up against Bruno Silva, they went to a decision. Bruno Silva is a very powerful striker, very explosive as well. The path to victory for Chris Weidman will be to use the wrestling and take him down, but that's a hard path. When you're Chris's age, he's got to be what, 40 by now? He's got to be almost 40.
Must be.
I'm 44 for crying out loud. You know what I mean? So he's got to be at least 40, something like that. What's it say?
39 turns 40 in June.
Yeah. So 39, a lot of wear and tear, but I wish him all the best.
Paul Felder may be open to fighting Jim Miller at UFC 300. Felder is currently retired and coming off a split decision loss to Rafael dos Anjos in 2020. Speaking to MMA Junkie, Felder said, when we talk to Jim in the fighter meetings, obviously the people around me are kind of egging it on and pushing me. I was like, if you call me out, Jim, it's something I'd be interested in doing. He's like, if you get me a job sitting next to you on the desk, we'll make it a deal. I think they'll be calling him for at least an audition coming up soon. When he said that, it's like, now he's setting me up with all the things I said. If he does this, if this happens, then I'd be interested in doing it. I just got to get back to the gym and see how things feel. That's why it's so tough and so tempting. And I'm leaning toward wanting to do it because it's Jim, as he wants to be called at UFC 300, Jim Miller. He's awesome. He fights awesome. Especially I get to see that fight right in front of my eyes. It's a leg kick battle. It's a stand-up battle primarily. Renato Moicano believes Sean Strickland will defeat Dricus du Plessis.
Sean Strickland was a guy that I thought would lose to Israel Adesanya. For sure, my brother. I remember going to the fight, I say, how Sean Strickland is going to beat Adesanya, because he doesn't check leg kicks, you know. He's not the best strategist. Sean Strickland just go over there and like he spar, you know, always his hands are low. He always coming forward, you know, taking punches to the face and fighting. And he did that for 5 rounds against Adesanya. And that fight is going to be crazy because it's going to be Sean Strickland as a champion fighting Dricus du Plessis as the contender on Canada. That fight doesn't make any sense. 2 years ago, if you tell me that Sean Strickland will fight Dricus du Plessis on Canada for the title, I would not believe you. I would say you are a casual. But that's MMA, and that's why we love it. And again, I don't know. I hope the odds are pretty similar, but I will take Sean Strickland. Even though Dricus du Plessis could beat him, I think Sean Strickland and his pressure. And I don't know if you guys know, but Johnny Eblen, one of the best MMA fighters in the world, 185 Bellator champion, and he trains a lot with Sean Strickland, and he said like it's very hard to hold Sean Strickland on the ground. So even if Dricus du Plessis taking him down, I don't think he's holding Sean Strickland, and I think the pressure is going to be too much. 5 rounds, I have Sean Strickland on that one. But again, very hard fight to bet, very hard fight to predict. Let me know, what do you guys think?
Sean O'Malley explains why he thinks Sean Strickland will defeat Dricus du Plessis. Strickland versus DDP goes down at UFC 297 later this month.
Sean Strickland versus DDP.
Wow, that came quick.
Fight. Yeah.
I feel like from when they threw down, what was that? Not even a month ago.
UFC, whatever. Yeah, UFC that was. I think, dude, I don't know. I rewatched DDP versus Robert Whittaker. I'm like, because I actually didn't rewatch. I watched it for the first time the other day. I was like, I think Sean Strickland. If Sean Strickland shows up like he did against Izzy, I think he beats DDP.
Yeah, you do. What do you think his angers? So obviously that has came with everything. Do you think that's gonna mess with him and he's gonna fight angry, or do you think he always kind of fights angry?
I mean, he seemed very calm against Izzy. Let it out towards the end there. But dude, 5-5s against Sean Strickland's a nightmare. DDP, yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling Sean Strickland gets the job done, but DDP's very dangerous. Sean Strickland also got knocked out in about 13 seconds by Alex Pereira, remember?
Yeah, that was an awkward fight.
Boom, left hook. And so, I don't know. I think Sean Strickland might get the job done. What do you think?
I don't even know. After watching DDP do that to Robert Whittaker and thinking of how good Robert Whittaker's been in his career, it's kind of tough to go against him. So for that, I'm gonna take DDP. I think he's gonna get the job done.
In Canada, eh?
Yeah.
Sean Strickland must be a star, considering they didn't stack the card.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
I'm not a star, so I have to stack the card.
Yep.
And he is a star, so they don't have to. Is that what Twitter's saying?
I think that's what Twitter's getting from it.
I get that.
Khamzat Chimaev wants to fight John Jones before John retires. He says that he is confident that he can beat John. Khamzat was asked what his dream fight would be. He replied it is John Jones. Still, he's the best fighter in the world right now. He has the most title defense. He's a 2-weight class champion. He's never lost still. Been the youngest champion in the UFC. If you speak about MMA, everyone knows John Jones. So he's the best in history. Nobody's like him. For sure, he's the dream match for everyone who wants to be in the history books. I'm younger than him, so I hope he's not going to go soon from his job. Get this fight as well. I like him. I like his training. I watch his training and learn a lot of stuff from him as well. We speak about training, so maybe we can train together. He's a nice guy, always joking around. For sure, I think I will win. That's a hard fight for everyone. He's fighting 2 times with my training partner, Alexander Gustafsson. They had good fights as well. For sure, I want to fight with this guy. It will be big history if we fight. Do you guys think Khamzat has a chance of beating John Jones? Post your opinions in the comments. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Mr. Eddie Wise 05. It says Sean Strickland says all kinds of trash, but then gets upset when people do it back to him. The second one's from Red Mouse 22. It says you have to be legitimately stupid to support Sean at this point. To talk/joke about Dricus' personal relationships in the same sentence as saying that he's going to Dricus if he does it back to him is the most crybaby I've seen in the UFC. And the final one's from Mr. Pipes Are Calling. It says Strickland crying about his hurt feelings and trying to tell DDP what's okay to say is tough to watch. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.